Hello everyone! Today I'm going to be sharing with you all the books that I plan on reading in the month of April. If you guys watched my March wrap-up, you will know that I am currently 2 books behind on my Goodreads reading challenge of reading 70 books for the year. So, since I have a lot of my schoolwork done, and this should be a pretty laid back month compared to last month where I was like super busy every day, I am kind of planning to read a very unrealistically large amount of books this month. Since my reading goal is 70 books, that means I have to read about 6 books per month. So, I want to read the 6 books that I need to read for April, while also reading the 2 books that I failed to read last month. So, I'm going to try to read 8 books this month. The 4 books that I planned to read last month that I didn't get to, I'm rolling over to this month, so let's just get started. First off is The Murder Complex Duology by Lindsay Cummings. I've actually already decided that I'm going to start the month by reading this duology. This is mainly because the Death Code is the longest book that is on my TBR, and I want to go ahead and just get it knocked out. I know absolutely nothing about this series other than the fact that the death rate is higher than the birth rate. Next up is The Problem with Forever by Jennifer L. Armentrout. And I believe this is about a girl who is homeschooled, and then her senior year she actually gets to go to a public high school where she meets a childhood friend, and they are both keeping secrets from each other, and it's pretty much all I know about it. But I've loved all of Jennifer L. Armentrout's books that I have read so far, so I really cannot wait to get to this. Next up is Stalking Jack the Ripper. I'm not going to attempt to say this author's name, it's just too difficult. This book is set in Victorian London, and our main character wants to work in forensics. So while she's working as a forensic apprentice, she gets drawn into the investigation of Jack the Ripper. And somehow along the way she ends up falling in love with him. How that happens, I have no clue, but I cannot wait to find out. Next up is Everything by Nicola Yoon. The only real thing that I know about this book is the fact that the main character can't leave her house because she's allergic to everything, and she ends up falling in love with the boy next door. I think that pretty much sums it up. Then we have For the Record by Charlotte Huang. This book follows a girl who lost a TV talent show, and not long after she gets a phone call asking her to join a band. And she's given the summer to make the band, and the fans love her, or she gets to just slide back to her little middle of the nowhere town for her senior year of high school. I have heard absolutely nothing about this book or this author, but the book has been blurred by Becky Albertalli, who is the author of Simon vs. the Homo Sapien, and by Morgan Matson. So I have high hopes for this book. Next I have Under the Lights by Abby Glines. And this is the second book to her Field Party trilogy. This book is set in the same time and location as the first book, just with different characters. First up we have Willa, who used to be friends with Brady, one of the male characters from the first book, but stuff has happened to her and it's changed her, and she has a lot of secrets now. So from what I gather, her and Brady aren't really friends at all, and they don't really interact with each other, which is really sad because she supposedly had a crush on him. Then we have the other main character, Gunnar. And this is a little off topic, but my cousin actually named my mom's car Gunnar. So just a fun little fact there. But Gunnar's family pretty much owns the entire town, and he really doesn't care about anyone but himself. But it seems like he understands the changes that have happened to Willa. So I'm assuming we're going to get a romance between those two, and I'm not exactly sure how Brady is going to fit into everything, but I assume he will. And the last book I plan to read this month is The Hidden Oracle, the first book in the Trials of Apollo series by Rick Riordan. Now, I have already read this book, but The Dark Prophecy is coming out at the beginning of May, and I want to reread this book before I read it. So I'm hoping to read all of the other books before I get to this one, but if the end of the month is coming up and I've only read like 3 books, I'm finishing whatever book I'm on, and I'm going to start reading this book. because as soon as I get the Dark Prophecy, I am dropping whatever I am reading, and I am reading that book. And since I plan on reading 8 books this month, I feel like one of them being a reread will make reading less stressful for me this month. Well, okay, those are the 8 books that I plan on reading in the month of April. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!